I remember I was in middle school when I got an opportunity to speak on the stage for the very first time. I was terrified. My palms were sweating, my heart was racing, and I was always thinking about what people may be thinking about me. I failed at my first attempt. Recently, I started learning about public speaking, and I learned that effective public speaking is all about techniques. And when I started using these techniques, instead of thinking about what people thought about me, the magic happened. My fear decreased. In the next 7 minutes, I'm going to share with you the techniques that I learned so that you can crush that fear and toss it in the dustbin. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
Good. So, you already know that a speech has 3 parts to it: opening, body, and a conclusion. Opening, body, and conclusion. But what should you say in the opening? What should you include in the body? How should you close your speech? Let's deep dive into each one of them. I'm going to grab one right now, opening. A couple of years ago, I started a YouTube channel. As I looked at the data of how many people watch my videos and how long they watch my videos, I was devastated. Over 80% of my audience watched my video for 15 seconds or less. It's like, why? I have so much value in my video for you. I want to serve you. And you left without even giving me a chance. So I started watching top YouTube content creators' interviews to find out what they were doing differently. And as I focused on them, I learned every one of them pretty much invariably said that the opening must be powerful. The opening is everything, they said. And guess what? Public speaking is no different. When you open powerfully, people will listen to you. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Opening. So what do? Well, the objective of opening is to grab the attention of people. Grab the attention of people. How do you do that? There are 3 ways you can do that. Number 1, open by asking a question like our president did. A question gets people's attention. Number 2, give them an amazing fact that will change their perspective about something, and boom, you have their attention. But the third one is my favorite. Start your speech, open your speech with a personal story. Do any one of these things and you will have their attention. Boom, got it. Let's pick that opening and put it aside. You got it. We are going to move to the next stage, the body. The body is the meat and potatoes. And if you want to have effective speeches coming from you, you got to focus on the body, and you should understand your audience. Your audience broadly can be categorized into 2 types: right-brained and left-brained. Right-brained audience are all about emotions and stories. How do you appeal to them? How do you appeal to the right-brained audience?
Story.
Excellent. Stories it is. Very good. A good story has a 3-act structure: context, conflict, conclusion. I'm going to grab the first one again. Context. It's all about giving a little background information. It can be as concise as a sentence, or it can be as elaborate as you want it to be. Context. With an example. For the New Year's Eve, I wanted to buy a cake. Blueberry cheesecake's my favorite. That's it. It can be as simple. I'm going to grab it, put it back. Next is conflicts. Conflicts. Without conflicts, you do not have a story. Let me say that again. Without problems, conflicts, and challenges, there's no story. So when I went to the bakery, because I was very late in the evening, the cheesecakes was sold out. I asked them to bake a cake, and they said they couldn't do it because they were busy, and obviously it's New Year's Eve. And my son wanted a different type of cake. He didn't want cheesecake. Problems, problems, problems. I don't like but it likes me. So what did I do? I immediately looked at what was available and picked the one that I really liked. So that's what I'm going to talk about in the conclusion. The last part of the story is about conclusion. We picked tiramisu, which was a combination of coffee, chocolate, cream, and biscuits. We loved it. And the cake was amazing. There you have it, the story. Context, conflict, a conclusion. How did the story end? Right. Now, for the right brain people, you have the stories. What about the left brain people? What do you do with them? How do you deal with them? Facts. Excellent. Data, facts, numbers, right? So that's what you do with them. But too much data will be overwhelming. Sprinkle the right amount of statistics and you get the credibility and you're able to appeal to the left brainers. Now, speaking of fear of public speaking, PubMed Central, which is a government organization, researched and reported that there are over 77% people in general public who fear public speaking. Public speaking phobia ranks higher than spiders, heights, and even death. I was just blown away by that, right? Fear of public speaking. So, make sure you include stories and data in your body of the speech. Which brings us to the last part, the conclusion. What do you do in the conclusion? Two things. Tie everything back to the content, and two, make sure you have a powerful call to action. Right? That's it. That's it. Opening, body, and conclusion. To conclude my speech today, here's what you're going to do. Make sure you open with a personal story, or ask a question, or give an amazing fact that will blow your audience's mind away. Right? Two, what do you share in the body? Stories, more stories, and data. And finally, with the conclusion, give a powerful call to action. The next time you are on this stage, imagine crushing that fear and tossing it into the dustbin. Forget about what people think. Follow the techniques, follow the process, and I promise you, you'll come out with flying colors. Thank you for the opportunity. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.